Hey, what's going on everybody? I am The Lone Wolf. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, it's my first time testing my new GoPro. This is the GoPro Hero 9 Black. It's a very nice looking camera. I just bought a SD card because of course when you buy it, it does not come with an SD card most of the time. So this is just gonna be kind of a test video, and here I am at my toolbox. And I just decided that a perfect test video would be looking at my entire conglomeration of tools. And as you can kind of see me in the picture about right there. The nice thing is about this is it's got a screen on the back so that when you're facing this way, you can actually see everything. And then it's also got a camera on the front, or a screen on the front, so when you're doing like a face cam, you can actually see it on there as well. But right now, this is actually locked, so I have to go get my keys off the hook. That's actually an O'Keefe elevator thing. I think this is like a keyhole. You know, you just put a key right through there. Yeah. And if you don't know, this comes with two different keys. These two right here. And they're Craftsman branded, I think. No, they're not actually Craftsman branded, but they actually have two different numbers on them. I'm not sure if you can see it, but you can see it says 8206 on the left and then 8004 on the right. I'm sorry if it is blurry. But then on the keys, the keyholes, this says 8206. And then these two say 8204. So at first I'm gonna just unlock these. This one just pops open. Just like that. And as you can see, it opens up. And then these ones have just like a little bolt that goes down. So you have to use the key to pull the bolt up and pull the bolt up. So now both these drawer sides will open. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna hang up my key again and show you this really quick. This is just the user manual. There's nothing big on it. It just shows all the different ones of this series. I don't know if like the name of that series, the toolbox. Here's our old one. It's actually a 3-piece. You can see it has the top one here, split right there, and has the middle. It's got the big bottom layer. But I don't know exactly the series, but I have this one here where the drawers are the same size, and the bottom one is this one where the drawers are the same size. Because as you can see on here, this one's got the big drawer and little drawer. This one's got the big drawer and little drawer. This one's just got lots of big drawers, and then these are just all smaller. So in this series, which is a lot newer, I think this is like a brand new model, this one right here is about the equivalent of this one. But this one here is these two. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm going to just open this up. I got a rag on here because before the video started, I kind of wanted to clean that up. This just opens up all the way. On the outside, there's some nice stuff. You got, of course, the Craftsman tag here. That's actually on there pretty good. Craftsman tag there. This doesn't come with it. That's just O'Keefe because obviously, as you can see by like the signs there, my dad works at O'Keefe elevator, so I just decided to give a little tribute to that. This will open up just like this, and this is where I have everything on top. All right, so let's just start with this top compartment. Over here, I just have a little collection of spark plugs because where I work, we get a lot of these, so I always just collect them. I got like 25 or 30 in here. This is actually a John Deere wrench. I don't exactly know what kind of wrench it is. I think it's like a 9/16 or something. But yeah, that's always nice to have. I don't use it ever, but it's just like a little nostalgia thing. I got my electrical tape. I got 2 rolls of it. I got a black and a yellow. I've got my drill bullet. If you don't know what these are, it's just something, the canister shaped like a bullet. Hang on. There we go. All these are brand new. I've never used any of these. As you can see, you got everything all the way down from 1/16 of an inch. This tiny little thing. Tiny thing. All the way up. Hang on, let me see if I can get that in there right. Here we go. All the way up to 1/2 an inch, which is this big one. And you can see just the sheer comparison of those two. You've got the teeny one there compared to the big one there. Yeah, that's my drill bullet. Like I said, I've never actually used that, but it's always just nice to have it there. And most of my stuff is initialed, you can see. We got the initials there. Oop, that didn't close right. Could have swore I closed it, but there we go. Then I just got a rag that I'm never using, Iowa 1847. That's just a nice thing to have. My clipboard, I just use this for when I'm wanting to write some specific stuff down like that I want to remember, or if I'm doing my little diary entry or journal entry for what I've done at work. I usually use this because it's a lot nicer than having to write on a notebook. It's all not stiff, where this is stiff. This piece of paper, I don't even know what it is. Hang on. That was just like a starting of a journal entry that I just kind of quit on. I don't know what I did with that. Up here is our oil filter, kind of like catalog almost. We always replace these, and you can see the last time I changed the oil was 6/5/21 at 190,931 miles of a GMC, and then the oil filter plug, drain plug, or oil drain plug size. So it's a 15 millimeter on my truck. We also have it up here on my dad's toolbox for the GMC last time, and you can see we've actually kept a lot. It goes back from 8/17 of 19, 5/3 of 20, and 11/8 of 20. And then all the way back to 163,000 miles. That's awesome. And then we also have the one for our Hustler lawnmower, that right there. My mom's car, and then also another Hustler lawnmower, or same lawnmower of course, we just didn't put it together. On this, I think this is supposed to be up there, but we didn't do that, but whatever. Back to my toolbox. Since I have an Iowa thing, I'm a big fan of Iowa and Nebraska teams. I also have a Nebraska football. I just usually keep that in there. Oop, it's not one to stay, but that's perfectly fine. I got my safety glasses up here. This is the safety glasses I always keep down here. Got a spark plug gap kind of screwdriver mix thing that's also Craftsman branded, you can see. Awesome. Best name and tools, greatest name and tools since 1927. Hell yeah. I got a weird branded knife. I don't even know what this is. Doesn't even have a brand on it. It must have been worn off. It looks like a Gerber brand, but I'm not sure. This is my spark tester. What you do with this is you would hook this to a ground. So say that we're doing that. I can just hook it to like this as a ground or something. Put the cap on here, crank it over, and then this end will spark, if of course the spark is there. So let's go over to like our lawnmower here. Just open the hood. Spark plug is right down in there. So what I'd do is I would take that cap off right there. I would put the cap on this end of it, hook this to like right there or something, have the cap right there, and then turn it over. Somebody could watch, or you can watch yourself, and then a spark should happen right there, of course, if the spark is working. I'm just gonna leave that open because I don't really need to close it. Also up here, we've got my padlock. This is a really nice padlock. It's just a really, really nice one. You just got the, it's like a screw, you can see. It's closed, and then when you turn this multiple times, hang on, let me adjust my little stand so I can actually show you this. That's awesome. That's why I love this GoPro. Thank you, Mom and Dad, for buying me it. You can see, when you turn this, it lifts the bolt up, and then it's open. You hook it up, put whatever you're locking right on there, put it there, and then turn it to lock again. And when the screw or the key is straight up, it'll come out. So that's a really nice bolt. I used to use that on my tool bag when going to school, so that was always nice to have. We got my battery pole cleaner. This goes on the battery tip to clean out that, and then on the battery wires, you just put that right through it, and then you just turn it, and then it will clean it out nice, get a better grounding or better connection. My Stanley 25-foot lever lock tape measure. This is the nice one because, like, if I were to extend this out, it locks itself, and then to close it, you just press the lever on the bottom, which is really nice. And then I've just got my little chemical wall, I guess. I got my carbon choke cleaner here, Mag 1 branded. Slip it. This is just spray lubricant. This is supposed to be for like getting bolts loose or whatever. WD-40 is just a better form of this. I just prefer WD-40. This is actually came from work, from where my dad went. So glass cleaner, this is brand new. Harvest King, I love this brand of stuff. They make some really good brake parts cleaner and that kind of stuff. This is white lithium grease actually, so this isn't brake parts cleaner, but then again, just like WD-40, they don't only make this stuff, they make carbon choke cleaner, they make rust remover, that kind of stuff. And then Citrol, this stuff is basically just spray cleaner, smells like oranges, cleans like crazy, it smells really nice. Other than that, I don't really have anything else up here. I mean, I have this wire, but I don't really know what I have that up here for. But yeah, I went through safety glasses, that stuff there, lubricants, all that kind of stuff. Oh yeah, and then I just have a huge Craftsman sign up here. Don't pay attention to that. That is just mine. To unlock this, which is where the bulk of my tools is, this lever in the back, you can see it says unlock by pulling it this way, lock by dropping it that way. So if you just pull this, you hear that big knock, that is it unlocking itself. Now, the last thing up here that I want to look at is this. I've never used it because we don't have electricity in here. You can see on the back, it's got a normal standard plug that will connect through all of this, and you have 5 regular plugins here, an adapter plus 2 USB plugins, so that is really nice. Oh, it's off, yeah. You can see you can turn it off and turn it on. So that's really nice to have. But let's just go right into the tools. On this side I have wrenches and sockets, and on here I have basically everything else. So let's just start on here. I've got my standard wrenches, and yes, I know I'm probably the only mechanic in the world that actually keeps his stuff organized like this. Here I've got all my midget wrenches. I've got 5/32, 3/16, 13/64, 7/32, 15/64, 1/4, 9/32, 5/16, 3/8, 7/16, and then I just have a thinner version. You can see if I put this, which is 5/32, up against that, you can tell this one's a lot thinner. So I basically just have 2 identical sets. This one's just a little bit thinner for smaller areas that you need to get to. Let's see if that helps a little bit. Oop, that's strobe. And then here I've got my offset wrenches. This is just Chrome Vanadium brand. I don't really know. You can see it just has 2 different sizes on each one. The biggest one is 3/4 and 13/16. The next one is 5/8 and 11/16. This one is 1/2 and 9/16. 3/8 and 7/16, and then 5/16 and 11/32. And then here is my favorite prized possession standard wrench set. It goes all the way down from, what is that, 5/16 it looks like, to 11/32, 3/8, 7/16, 1/2, 9/16, 5/8, 11/16, 3/4, 13/16, 7/8, 15/16, and 1 inch. So you can see it goes from 5/16 all the way to 1 inch. Everything above 1 inch is 1 drawer down. So that is my bulk of my standard wrench set, and this stuff actually sticks really nice because I've got this padding in here. This does not come with it. If you get this toolbox from the store, it will be like, hang on, which drawer has it like that? Like this. It'll just be a steel bottom there, where I got a roll. My mom bought me a roll of this plastic stuff, which not only helps with not denting the tin or the aluminum that's used in this, but it also helps with stickiness, because you can see stuff doesn't move, it just moves the drawer. But then if you lift it up, it's nice and easy. Keeps it nice and organized. And also it helps, so if you go like that, it slams. I mean, obviously this has slow closing doors, but it helps so stuff doesn't get launched into the back and then you don't know where it is. 1 drawer down, I have standard wrenches above 1 inch and standard sockets. This is 3/16 up to 9/16, 1/4 inch drive. You can see it's just like a little teeny drive in there. and you can see I have a mix of 6 and 12 point sockets here. Or no, actually, wait. This is actually all 6 point. I could have swore I had a 12 point in here, but I guess it's all 6 point, you can see. From 3/16, teeny thing. Look at that. Just a comparison. Look at my thumbnail compared to the 3/16. There you go. Up here, I have both shallow and deep well sockets, minus the 11/16 shallow socket. Do not have that. I need to find one. But this goes from 5/16 up to 7/8 in both shallow. You can see, very shallow. This is just for like bolts on nuts on very small bolts. And then you've got the deep well sockets. Now this is a newer Craftsman, because if I take this out, hang on, let me get the 13/16 out of here. I'm thinking I might move these wrenches up there and take the sockets back, because it's kind of hard to fit my hands back in here to get the sockets out. But if you can see the text on here and how it's just a line around the other side, that's the old style Craftsman sockets. Well, this is the new one. You got the big lettering there, and you've got this weird like cross hatching, which looks really nice. But personally, I always prefer the older style, just like this. Because this, I'm going to tell you guys something. When we're done, I'm going to tell you basically the price I paid for these tools. It's actually, you will be genuinely surprised. It's actually really nice. Oh, and then of course, the last thing are the holders. I've got 1/4 inch ones and a 3/8 inch holder. And then of course, the big 4 wrenches. These are all my wrenches above an inch. I've got an 1 1/16, 1 1/8, 1 1/4, and 1 5/16. This is the biggest wrench to my name right now. Compare that to the little wrench from before. Let's get the little narrow 1/4 inch. Just look at that comparison. No comparison whatsoever. And then moving down, we have my metric wrenches. Now this one I have the most of. Look at that. So here, of course, I've got my midgets again. I got 4, 4.5, 5, 5.5, 6, 7, 9, and 9. I have 2 9s. I don't actually have an 8. I don't know where the heck my 8 went. 10 and 11. Up here in my offsets, I have 10 through 19 in offset. In my metric wrenches, in my chrome metric wrenches, I always wrap them in tape. So that way, if I do throw these in a toolbox or something, or a tool bag, when I go on like a service call, or if I'm just working on something up at the house, I can always remember the tape marks my metric wrenches. I have not marked these yet. You guys will not believe this. I found an entire set of these Valley black chrome or black oxide coated wrenches on the side of the dang road. So that is like really nice. 32 down to 6 millimeter, and I think 16 wrenches for free. I basically just found this set on the side of the road, which surprised the heck out of me. And then of course my prized possession of metric wrenches, my Craftsman set from 10 up to 19. So basically I have these offsets in the Craftsman branded. I got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. This is my biggest Craftsman metric wrench. I kind of want to get more Craftsman tools, but this 32 millimeter Valley Black Oxide is the biggest metric wrench to my name. And then moving down, as you can probably guess from the order that these went in, are my metric sockets. I don't have many at all. I have a, what is this? I got a 4 millimeter, no, a 5 millimeter up to 14 millimeter 1/4 inch sockets. And then I have in this, I have a 10 millimeter up to 19. So 10 to 19 is my most common range. I've got 10 to 19 in this. I've got 10 to 19 in my Craftsman wrenches, and then 10 to 19 in my offset wrenches. And then this last little thing is one of my favorite tools, although just like a lot of the other ones, hang on, let me get it up here. Let me just get this loosened and raise it up a bit. It's just a screwdriver. It's a ratcheting screwdriver. It's got a magnet right here. It's got an extension right here. Socket basically right there, and then Torx bits, square and hex bits, and then straight and Phillips up at the top there, you can see. But yeah, that was actually one of the tools that I paid a little bit more money than I probably should have for, but I do love that set. Over to the right side of my box, on the top, I have some of my most indisposable tools in my collection, ratchets and other sorts of sockets, okay? So in the back there, I've got my 1/2-inch drive breaker bar. This is a really nice one. I don't even know what brand this is. Pro grade. I don't know what store that comes out of, because I know like Masterforce comes out of Menards. I think Cobalt is from Lowe's, but I don't really know what that. Craftsman used to be Sears, so that's what that used to be. Here I've got my Cobalt branded. Yes, I got Cobalt branded ratchet. This has got a flex head on it. Personally, the flex head can get annoying, especially when it does not lock. Because say that you're working on something, you can be trying to press down and it just goes like that, and which can either bust your hand on something above it or just be a little bit of a pain. And then here's one of my favorite tools, although the head is very, very loose. It's my 3/8-inch Craftsman 12-inch breaker bar. This is just really nice. Like when I'm doing lug nuts on a car or something, I always use the 1/2-inch and I just adapt it down to 3/8 with my little adapter here. But that is nice for smaller jobs. This right here, that's my initials, ZF right there. And then my nickname at work, Scooter. This is just a dipstick cleaner. If you take the dipstick out of a car and it's got oil all over it, you just stick it through there, because you can see it's kind of split down the middle there. It's 2 different layers. Then you just clean it off and then check it again. My Audi set, this thing is really nice. Once you drill a hole in a bolt that's broken off, you just stick that in it, and then once you turn it to loosen it, it will pull that nut out. It is really, really indisposable, because if you break a nut off or a rusty bolt and you can't put a bolt back in, you just put this in it and out it comes. Easy outs is also what those are called, but me and my dad, we just call them Audis. And then my other ratchet, oh, sorry guys, it is very windy. But my other ratchet is just my little 1/4-inch one here. This one is pro grade also. So both my ratchets are pro grade. I don't actually have a Craftsman ratchet yet. I want to get one here pretty soon. These keys, I don't really know what they're for. They're General Motors key, but I don't know what they go to. My universal joints, you can see, wobble joints also is what they're called. You can see they can move to any direction you want. And this one I have in 1/2, 3/8, and 1/4. Now, these impact sockets, or these impact joints, these things were expensive, because these are both the same brand. They're Cobalt branded, but just these two, they cost me like 40 bucks. Okay, so that's actually very high priced. Next, we have my adapters. I have 1/4 to 3/8. The exact opposite, 3/8 to 1/4. 1/2 to 3/8. 3/8 to 1/2. And then the one I have never used because I can't, my 1/2 to 3/4. This 3/4 one is very big, but I never use it, because the biggest thing I have for anything is this. I have a 1/2-inch drive breaker bar, but I don't have any 1/2-inch drive sockets, let alone a 3/4-inch socket. Last thing in this drawer is my extensions. I have a 1/4-inch drive 3-inch extension, 1/4-inch drive 6-inch extension, 3/8 drive 3-inch extension, and then 3/8 drive 6-inch extension, and of course a 1/2-inch or 3/8 drive foot extension. And then this one is just really nice to have. This is a 12-inch 1/2-inch drive extension. It's really helpful. I do apologize for the wind, guys, if that's kind of drowning out my voice, but I can't really do anything about that. So next drawer down is my screwdrivers. There's nothing really to see here, just my different little sets of them. I've got my little Stanley ones here, little Stanley stubbies right there, torque ones from Craftsman, These are my favorite ones from like this little angle over. I've got my medium, got my large, and then I've got my two special ones. This is the biggest flathead screwdriver I have. You can see it's just a nice big Craftsman one. Bulky, very easy to hold. It's got a very nice grip to it. That's why I like these. And then here I've got a DeWalt set. Where's the, oh yeah, all four of these came in a set. These, and these came in a set. And then these red and black ones came in a set too. And then these came separately. I had to buy this one by itself and that one by itself. And then here is just my little pocket prod. I just use this for digging dirt out of bolt holes, getting tiny screws out. But yeah, this goes perfectly well in the pocket of my work shirt. Next drawer down, we have pliers. Of course, one of the best tools in a mechanic's arsenal is pliers. Here I've got my wire crimpers. You can see cuts, crimps, and it even does the crimping for like the little butt connectors. And then I've got the strippers there, stripper there. That's always a nice tool to have. Then my huge conglomeration of snap ring pliers. I got these little ones. These came in a set I got for free. That one came by itself. I don't know where I got that one at. That one's actually Craftsman branded, so that's nice to have. Big one here, big yellow one. I actually found this in a truck that we were working on, and the guy was about to throw it away, so I was just like, hey dude, can I have that? And he's just like, sure, why not? And then here I've got my two. These came in a set from my dad. He gave me these, a needle nose pliers and a wire cutters, or dikes if you want to call them that, side cutters, angle cutters. There's like 150 names for them because different names get to be offensive to people, which I don't get, so people have to change the name for it. So I don't, yeah, I call them dikes, whatever. And then these ones aren't actually mine. I just want to have a pair of pliers in here. These are CT Co brand. They're just a metal set of regular 2-position pliers. You can see, you can slide them down and they're open, slide them back and they are closed. Hang on. Just like that. But yeah, that's pliers. My personal pliers that I carry on my hip right here, they are Wild branded. I love these because they're flush fasteners. You can see compared to these, it has a fastener that comes outside the width of the plier itself. So that can actually tear up your pocket holder, where this is flush, you can see. And it goes in my, hang on, let me turn this over. John Deere branded pocket holder. Perfect. Now, last drawer of the top section is a very simple drawer. I've got my claw hammer. I don't use this very much. The Vaughan 24-ounce club / ball peen hammer. I use this quite a bit for beating crap off of stuff. And then my baby hammer. I've never used this once. I got it from my grandpa. My grandpa gave it to me, and I've never used it. And then, of course, just my pry bar. One of the most indisposable tools a mechanic can have. And then this is just a pellet gun. Nothing big. Now, that is the top of my drawer. Oh, by the way, there's a flashlight up here too. I don't really use that. I was just wanting to use that just in case the lighting was terrible. Now, bottom drawers, they don't have much. I just got my hatchet. I love this thing. I use this a lot. Especially for splitting 2x4s, guys. You would not believe how good this hatchet is at splitting 2x4s. It is actually kind of crazy. These things are just little trailer pins, they're supposed to be, but I have found a different use for them. When I am carrying my wrenches around, I put this through there and I lock it up, and all my wrenches stay by themselves, so I don't have to search through my tool bag just for wrenches. Now, these things I put over here because that's where I keep spark plug boxes. Next drawer down, nothing in it but a pad. Next drawer down, this is actually just a little nostalgia thing. You can see it's got RGS on it, so that actually used to belong to Randy. It's Napa branded. But when we were trying to take a yoke off of a drive shaft of a semi truck, the yoke was so tight, you can see we broke the head off of a 3/4 inch drive air impact. As you can see, the fitting isn't in it anymore, but we were hammering on it for so long and for so hard that it broke the head off of that. Now this right here is just a box. There's literally nothing in it, but it's always nice to have just in case I want to carry like wrenches in here or extensions or screwdrivers or something. But there's a bunch of snap ring pliers in here. I think, where's my pliers at? This one, or no, just all 4 of these. These 3, that one, and that one were in there, and my boss just said, I'm not keeping them, do you want them? And I said, yep, they're an extra tool, I'll keep them. They're always nice to have extra tools. Next drawer down, nothing but the drawer. Next drawer down, I have a lot of stuff in here. This is actually just a Halloween decoration. I will hang this around my toolbox. I'll go from right here, I'll go around the front down here, and then I'll hook it up here, and it's just like a little Halloween decoration. This here is a blower motor. You just plug it in. It's got a specific plug-in that I don't have anymore, but then that's just for inside an engine. It's a blower motor. It's really nice to have just as like a little project if I ever want to try and get that running. This here, this little package right here is where those wrenches came in. It was wrapped up just like that, and you can see it goes from 8 all the way up to 32. And I just found that on the side of the road. And luckily it was on a gravel road, so I was just like, heck yeah, I'm just gonna stop and I'm going to pick that up. I mean, it's free tools. And literally only one wrench was missing. I think that was like the 27mm one. And this is just my portable tool bag. I always just put my tools that I need in here and take them with me wherever I'm going. I'm not actually gonna give you a tour of that because that would just take too long to tell you all the different places I put stuff in there. Next side is gonna go from the bottom up. Here is actually a very interesting drawer. You may be thinking these look like brake rotors, but they're not, they're plastic. These are all for seed meters for a planter, 16-row planter. There's 16 of everything in here. Because all these come in a set. You can see they're on like a little spring ring right there. There's 16 of these, or there's actually 32 of these because there's 16, one on each side. Then there's, what's 16 times, what is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Oh my gosh, there's 16 of each of these on 16 of those. So there is a lot of stuff in here. These, I have no idea what they are. So I don't know why I have these, but whatever. This is all for a planter. So I just kept that. It was one of the jobs I did. I was replacing all the stuff on here. We didn't need to keep any of that. So I was just like, hey, can I put it in a box and take it home? Randy said, sure. So of course, I just added to my collection of crap that I probably shouldn't keep, but I just decided to. Up here is more stuff from work. Here is a dipstick out of a 05 Jeep Grand Cherokee Limited. And as you can see, it's kind of jankety, but that's whose Jeep it is. That right there. So I just decided to keep it. It's always just nice to keep stuff that I've worked on. This is a cylinder off of a hydrostatic tractor's pedal. This pulls forward and retracts depending on which pedal you push. These are off the flywheel of 2 tractors, John Deere tractors. I kept those off 2 overhauls we did. That's off of a 4020, that's off of a 4430. Here's a flywheel from a John Deere tractor, so that's always cool to have. This is one of my favorite things that I've ever kept. You may be wondering, dude, it's just a piece of bent hose or pipe or tubing. This is actually a fuel line off of a 12-valve Cummins turbo diesel. It's off of Randy's service truck. So I just decided to keep that. I said, why not? I love this thing. It's one of my favorite memories, doing service on my boss's service truck. And that was a solo job too. That was one of my first solo service jobs. And then here we just have a bunch of water pump vanes. You can see you've got some free ones and you got ones with the wheels on it. And then I got a big one there. This one is actually off of an 8630 John Deere tractor 4-wheel drive. I kept that because that was the first major service call that we went on. We went up to Crescent, Iowa from Plattsmouth in 2 different days. So that was really fun. Here is just a, I have no freaking clue what this thing is. So I don't know what that is. This is a differential gear. This is a differential drive. Bunch of stuff off of one differential. This is off of one truck. And then here's just a bearing with another thing that looks like it goes on a differential somewhere. No idea. Some of the stuff that I keep I just think it looks cool, so I just keep it because I want to. Next drawer up, these are just 2 big hood cylinders. If you don't know what hood cylinders are, these are the things that go in the corner of the hood like this. And when you open the hood, it lifts it up and it holds it up for you, so you don't have to obviously hold the hood all the time. Next drawer, oh, hang on. I'm gonna get this rag. My hand got all greasy just from those hood cylinders. They got grease in them. There we go. And then last drawer is just my kind of junk drawer, but it's just whatever I keep. I got all my spark plug boxes in here. I actually do have one in here with a good spark plug. I gotta mark this as good because we could use this for one of our lawnmowers, whatever we need for that. I've got actually the equivalent of 8 in here, so that's actually nice. Actually 9. Those are just some journal entries that kind of started. Got a waste apron for if I'm ever working on something above. This is actually from my grandpa. He gave me that. These are actually the prices for these. You can see the price for the toolbox. That's the top. That's the bottom. Very good deal. We got 2 walkie-talkies. They don't work, but I'm hoping to get these working here pretty soon, so I can just use them. Here's the owner's manual for our UTV, which is actually sitting right there. It's nice to keep that. This is a spec'd out 2021 Ford F450 Limited. I got it to spec out to over 100 grand for that beautiful truck right there. So yeah, that's that. Here's the manual and construction book for this pole frame barn that we're actually standing in right now. And I've just got an agging truck book here and a U-line book. I don't know why I keep that kind of stuff. It's just kind of fun to keep. And this paper, I just put in there. I take my clipboard, I put it upside down in there. And then I usually put my flashlight in there too. So that is actually a tour of my entire toolbox. That's basically everything in my toolbox from the top compartment, left side top, right side top, left side bottom, right side bottom. Beautiful toolbox. I got this for, here's the full price. You can see we got this, was 878 bucks. We got it for just under 700. Now, take that price and compare it to a Snap-on toolbox. I looked it up. A Snap-on toolbox of about this size is like $10,000 to $13,000, and we got it for 700 bucks. And this is a brand new toolbox, guys. I'm not gonna say that Snap-on has bad tools. They just have terrible priced tools. But yeah, Craftsman all the way for me, John Deere all the way, Ford all the way. Hope you guys did enjoy this review of all my tools. Basically all my tools are up here, but then there's just a bunch of crap down there. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this. If you did, go down below and hit that like button and subscribe if you want more gaming and in real life videos. Because guys, now that I have this GoPro right here, I'll be making a lot more good quality in real life stuff videos. But yeah, thanks guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe. I've been The Lone Wolf, and I'll see you in my next video. Thanks guys.